fantastic part today, talking about CRM and how to make sure that you're efficient when you're out there in the field using it the right way, and just some other teaching nuggets that she has for us today. So with that, Rachel, I will pass it over to you.
Thanks, Kyle, for that introduction. And yes, it's been a fun year working with you guys. And it's great to see familiar faces, and I hope to meet the rest of you soon. What I've been doing for the last year with the Snyder Agency is basically 3 weeks out of the month, and only one week I work from home. 3 weeks out of the month, I'm working with you guys, business to business. In between doors, we go over stuff together. And there have been some updates where some of you saw a little bit of this at the agency days, but there's been updates to where you can plan your day immediately and you don't have to wait 24 hours to see which businesses have names already in them. So you can ask for them and build trust right before you walk through a door. So I'm going to share my screen here with my iPad, and I'm going to show you guys what is a good day or good way to plan your day or even plan your week, and use MSA for reservicing so that you can keep your customers on the books and stay protected. So I'm going to go into my mobile sales app right here. Okay. So let's say that, you guys are about to go to work. So it's Wednesday morning. The first thing that agents that make the most out of MSA do when they wake up in the morning before they go to work is, number one, they log into their MSA. So they're ready to go and demo at any time. And your favorite icon in MSA is going to be the 3 little amigos, because this is how you keep track of who you talk to in which business, so you never forget again. So I'm going to click here on the 3 Amigos app, and you have 3 tabs in this is called leads management. It's how you manage and keep track of all the people you talk to. Leads management, the 3 little amigos. You have 3 tabs. The first one is map, the second one is list, and the third is overview. So what I see agents doing that works really well is, first thing they do when they wake up in the morning is they, number one, log into your MSA. Number 2, click on your leads management and go to the overview tab. And finally, make sure that you don't have any follow-ups for the day that you maybe didn't put in your calendar, your phone, if your MSA is not synced to your calendar. And it looks like we're good to go. I have free range today of cold calling. So I'm not going to have to worry about planning around any other appointments here, because nothing is set on this day. So that's the first thing I check when I open my MSA, the follow-ups. And then the second thing you want to check before you go to work is new opportunities. So new opportunities, raise your hand. I'm going to try to click where I can see everybody. Raise your hand. Who here uses social media? Raise your hand. Okay, so like most of us. So if you like to use social media, this is basically like your Facebook notifications or your Instagram notifications. So new ops, these are all notifications, but new ops are any new opportunities for any reason that would pop up in your system. Obviously, I'm not an agent, so I don't have a lot of agent information or like 1-year anniversary on the books or bank returns or cancellations or anything that would notify me to reach out to my customer. But if you have been selling with us for at least 1 day and you have 1 customer, then you will have different colored pins here. Now, I can see all of you guys on my screen. I have it to where I can see everybody. Raise your hand. Where do I go in MSA? Who knows where I go in MSA to find out what these different pins mean? Raise your hand if you know. Does anybody know where to go? Yes, Blair, where do you go to find out what it means?
Yeah, so the 3 amigos, and then you hit map, and then there's a little key tab on the bottom right side. And
exactly.
if you hit that, it'll tell you what everything is.
Exactly. Thank you, Blair. Thank you, Blair. So you have right here a toggle that says show all. So you can see potentially everything that would show up in your system, but it's your like notifications like Facebook. So you could see if someone just filed a claim. That's a moment to reach out. Maybe they filed it online without your help. So that's your opportunity to reach out and be like, hey, I saw you filed a claim. I want to check in. How are you feeling? So this is an opportunity to reservice. And maybe they had a good payout. Maybe they're very happy. And you're like, hey, is there anything else I can do for you right now? I can help you file more claims. If you see this little pop up. Now, imported could mean that, the AO sent you somebody from someone else or home office talked to Kyle. Kyle's like, I want this, these previous agents' customers to go to allocated to this certain person. So there's different things that mean, like this will say when one of your customers just went active. So you can give them a call and be like, hey, I just want to let you know that you are officially active. You are protected. So if anything happens, you just save my number in your phone. If you haven't already, save this number and give me a call and I'll walk you through filing anything you need, okay? And every year, you know, if you have the cancer policy, we can help you file claims for making sure you're getting your regular wellness benefit checkups, because you can get up to $240 a year on your elite plan, okay? So you're gonna make sure they're taken care of. So this is all helpful for reservicing. Now, I've been with agents in the field who have flipped customers from being about to cancel or about to fall off the books to becoming you know, a strong customer again, because they just give them a call and they'll see, hey, I just noticed, I want to give you a call. So far you've been with us for like a year and a half and you have X amount saved in your you know, savings for retirement, and you're still protected, but we're coming close to the moment where, because we need new banking information, we don't want you to lose that. So do you have a new set of banking information, routing and account number that can keep that savings for retirement protected and keep you protected for heart attack and stroke on your policy in the ICU? And sometimes what they'll do that has worked really well for agents is they'll three-way call customer service with the customer on the phone if you're not with them in person. And I've seen an agent flip 3 people in a day and keep them on the books. Isn't that awesome? So you can see as soon as it happens, you can take care of it right away because you have notifications, just like Facebook. So if you want to see what all these mean, so if someone's been on the books for a year, you know how we promise we'll take care of people? Here's your reminder to keep your promise. So first year anniversary, this is our moment to call back and say, hey, I just want to let you know, I'm still, you know, your agent, of course, and your personal agent, and I want to make sure you still have a way to contact me. So save my number in your phone. And so far you have X amount in your savings that you've put away for the future, and you're still protected on accident and ICU. So has anything changed since the last time we spoke? Is there anything I can help you file claims for that you haven't done so yet to make your the process a little smoother for you and help you get paid? So when you call, showing that you want to help them if they needed help to file treatments, raise your hand, or file claims. Raise your hand if you've ever had an insurance company call you and ask you if they needed any help filing claims. Raise your hand if you've ever had an insurance company do that. Okay, I don't see many people raising their hands. I actually see 0 people raising their hands. So that's how we're gonna set ourselves apart from our competition. And that's how you're gonna keep your people strong on the books to reach that return of premium. So now, and then, so type of lead is what, you know, what kind of business, either it was a business, ad hoc, if it's yellow, it's just a singular person. A referral is gonna be, you know, an orange pin. Now status is how far along they are in the process. Maybe they just finished an application, but they didn't, you know, maybe submit it, or they just, you know, went through a whole application with you. Maybe you set an appointment with them. They could tell you, hey, this is a bad address, so make sure you call your customer and you get the correct address in case they need something sent to them. This just tells you it's a brand new lead. Like the add as a friend button usually means new friend, new customer, or new person in a business. It doesn't have to be a customer necessarily. Sold, started application, but maybe didn't finish because customers walk through that front door and they have to take care of their people now, and now you can't finish your demo. So you can know what you did last time you were talking to somebody inside a business. So that's all you can possibly see in your system. Right now, I have a lot less than you guys because I'm not an agent, but you'll see all kinds of different colored pins, and you can always check here in the map by clicking on the map key. That'll tell you what all the pins mean. So let's go back to overview. So let's say we just woke up, we just logged in, we checked in our overview hub under leads management that we don't have any follow-ups, so we're free for cold calling. New opportunities, I don't have any claims filed. You can do the last 7 days. You can do just for today. But you know, on Monday, it's been all weekend long. Have any of your customers filed claims? Do any of them need new banking information? Did anyone cancel? Maybe you can reinstate them. All these things will show up in different pins here. What happened in the last few days? You can go as far back as 3 months. So 3 months ago. So you can go all the way down and see what happened in the last 3 months. Of course, all of these are business pins I imported from Data Axle that have, you know, names to ask for. So I'm gonna go back to the last 7 days because I added these people last night because I wanted to plan out my day today. So there is a shortcut now. So a lot of people used to go through a long way. They'd click on a Salesforce cloud to try to get businesses put on their map that already have names of people that you can ask for before you go in there. But now, honestly, you don't really have to use it so much because there's a shortcut. If you go to leads management past our homepage, the data axle icon will take you straight to where you can get businesses with names already in them. So once you click on that, I'm already logged in. It's gonna load up. So let's say you fell asleep last night and you forgot to plan out your day, but you're like, I want to know how to get started. So guess what? You can do that in a couple minutes. So you just go to FHD master list. It has over 8 million businesses that you guys can choose from across the United States. I'm gonna go to FHD master list. I'm like, oh man, I want people to ask for this morning. I didn't do it last night. I fell asleep. So I'm gonna go to filters. And honestly, this is the fastest way you can get businesses on your map. Just go to filters and I'm gonna say, okay, I wanna go close to my house. So I'm just gonna go and choose something geographically. So I'm gonna click on geography. So if you're taking notes, you can jot this down. It's the fastest way to do it. Click on geography. And once you click on the geography tab and the filters, click on the map-based search because I'm gonna select an area on the map where I'm going for businesses that I want to approach. So I'm gonna click on map-based search. And once that little blue button pops up, I'm gonna click open map. So geography, map-based search, and then click open map. When I open the map, I have the whole United States here. So I'm gonna put in my zip code just in the little search box, 37876. I'm gonna hit go. And now you see exactly where my zip code area is. I'm close to the Smoky Mountains in East Tennessee. So you can zoom out or whatever you got to do to find the area that you want to approach in. Let's say that I want to go to maybe like Dollywood area. So I'm going to zoom into Dollywood, good old Dollywood. I'm going to zoom out a little bit because that's a big old theme park. And I'm going to approach all around it over here. So I'm going to just define a radius, an area of businesses that I want to approach. So this is the fastest way to do it. Just click the define radius once you put in your zip code and you find the area that you want to approach businesses in. I'm going to hit define radius. And we talked about this at agency days. Just take one finger or else it doesn't work. Take one finger, put it down in the middle of where you want to approach. So I'm going close to Dollywood. I'm going to just make a little circle like that. And I'm going to see how many businesses pop up right here. I don't need 100 businesses in a day. So 15, that's good. I could delete it and make it a little bit bigger. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger because I want more businesses. So I'm going to click here. I'm going to zoom out a little further and that should give me a few more businesses. Let's see. Gathering data. Okay, let's just say 18. We'll keep it simple. So 18 businesses. I probably won't go through all 18 businesses today because I'll be doing demos and sitting down some of those. So 18 is good. I'm going to click submit. And now there's a button that's trapped down there. So I'm going to just pull this up and hit the run search button. And once I've chosen those 18 businesses that I want to approach today, they'll pop up right here. They're auto-populating. And you used to have to check all of these and go page by page if you have like hundreds of businesses that you want to put on your map. But now you don't have to. It automatically selects all of them. So what you want to do to put them on your map so that you can approach those businesses is you want to click export. When you guys click export, just put them into Salesforce. Salesforce means your mobile sales app. So they're going to show up on your map so you can go business to business and see if they have names to ask for in there. So I'm going to click Salesforce. And who from agency days remembers what I need to do before I hit go every single time?
You have to uncheck the include email addresses.
Correct. Yeah, because if you don't uncheck those, all the businesses that don't have email addresses won't show up and you only get like a handful of them. So make sure you always uncheck this and then hit go. And you don't necessarily have to save it because it's sitting to your map. And I still have 2,000 businesses to choose from because every week, it restarts January the 1st, but every week you get 100 new businesses that you can put onto your map. So it accumulates because they try to call every year and verify employee information in there so you can make sure things are more up to date. So that's why it resets to 0 January 1st. But I still have 2,000 to choose from because I'm not selling right now. So I'm going to click OK. And guess what? We're done here. I just selected 18 businesses to put on my map from geography and the map-based search. I'm going to go back into my mobile sales app. So now I'm going to zoom out. You can do hybrid map if you like a realistic view, or you can switch to default. I kind of like the default cartoony view. I can see my pins better. And now this magical button has instantaneous syncing leads. So if I click this after sending something over from Data Axle, wait, I want to zoom out to where you can actually see. All right, I'm over here. So I should be having businesses pop up around here because it's the end of JL. So JL Road, I'm going to click sync leads. I'm going to click yes. And then it'll start putting those businesses on the map. So before I had no businesses here, now I have 14. If you zoom in, they start separating. They're just clustered together when it looks like that. And let's click on, let's say that, so this is up the road from my house. I'm over here. This is my neighborhood. So I can drive up this road, drive down JL Road, and I have all these businesses that I can approach at the end of this road. And I want to work here today, right? So if you click on this, you can see the person I need to ask for is Steve Pross. And this is a small business. It's only 2 people. So we have some pre-approach information. I know to ask for Steve Pross here. If I click on the business next door to him, oh, sorry, that's the same business. If I zoom in and I click over here for Stokes Electric, I have someone to ask for. I can ask for Robert Harp. I can bypass gatekeepers this way. Rocky Top, do they have a name in there? Yeah, most of these all have names that you can ask for before you walk through the door to build trust. So Michael Wilkins. So if you want to see a whole list, who here likes to have a list of businesses they want to approach for the day? Okay, so if you guys like lists, guess what? Now you have a list. I'm going to go to overview. This is the map view, but if we go to overview and we go to just today, well, I guess technically Candle Cottage. So this is all, these are things I sent last night. So sometimes it takes a moment to go. So I would still recommend doing this the night before, because while it shows up on your map, it doesn't necessarily seem to show up here yet. We're still doing the updates. But the good news is you can also check from list view. Do you guys know what DSLA means? Does anyone know what this means right here? Okay, it means date since last activity. So I can click and filter it. So I can go to 0. So all these people are the people I put in today, because it's been 0 days since I've done anything with this lead. I put them in today. So you can have a list view right here, and you can see the 18 businesses that I sent in. So here's your list. And so let's say that now that I have my list of people that I did all today, because this is all of today, and then for one day ago, these are the businesses that I imported from last night. I can go through on my map and start approaching them. Here's my list, and then I'll show you what happens to these pins once I start approaching these businesses. So let's say this is my this is the road, JL Road. I'm gonna come out and I'm gonna go into this little side road first. I'm gonna approach Middle Creek United Methodist Church. Or if you don't want to go to a church, then we'll go to Stokes Electric. So Stokes Electric, or I'm going to go to the right side of the road. We'll make it easy. Rocky Top Materials. And I'm going to ask for Michael Wilkins. So Michael Wilkins, we're going to come in. I'm going to sit down. I'm going to approach him. So you guys see this view employees button? If you hit view employees, yes, we have someone named Michael Wilkins that we already know that Data Axle told us, they called in advance and they told us to ask for. If people, by the way, ask you hey, how do you know to ask for me? You say, hey, our business partners are the company that calls in advance to see if you guys have any kind of benefits. So we were told to ask for you. That's the truth. So you go in here, you hit view employees, but guess what? No Michael Wilkins. And why is that? That's because it's up to us as the agents to verify he's still an employee in this business. So we get to take notes. It's basically like Sims World. We get to take the notes on who really is inside this business. So we go in, and if I click I for information, we see the primary contact is Michael. We sit down with Michael, and then we want to add him as an employee. Let's say that we sit down with him and he tells us about other employees. We want to make sure we add Michael Wilkins first as an actual employee. He's a real employee in there. He's still the manager. He's been there for 7 years. So I'm going to write Michael. And I don't remember his last name already. What was it? Let me see. Michael Wilkins. So now
Wilkins.
thank you. Sorry, short-term memory loss. All right, so view employees. Michael, there's Michael. I'm gonna go to I for information. I'm gonna edit him, and I'm gonna put Wilkins. Wilkins. Okay. I'm gonna say that he's been a GM for 7 years. They have let's just say they have 10 employees or something. That's the new information we got from him. History of cancer. Son is football quarterback at SCHS. That's my old high school. Okay. Oops. And we have to make sure we put Wilkins in the right box so everything is able to filter more easily. Wilkins. I'm gonna delete the last name from the first name box, and then just scroll down and you hit save. So now we have a little notification here. So if you exit out of here and you see that now we have a new individual here, and if you scroll down here, we know that we've done something with this person on the list because there's a little note on it. So it's like checking off a box. So if all you have to do is filter by the day that you're on, this is all from today, 0 days ago, dates since last activity, and you have a list right in front of you. And if you also go to overview, I don't know if it'll show up here yet. No, just kidding, because today's the 21st and it's the 20th. So you can still check it here. It probably won't show up here until a couple hours or later for some reason. But yeah, so you have your list here. And let's go back to the map, and let's say that he also told us that we want to talk to other employees. Let's say that I need to come back and make sure I talk to Bill Booth because he has a family history of heart issues. And we also need to talk to Jill, we don't even know her last name, but Jill has had a car accident. So I definitely need to talk to her about accident. That's what Mr. Wilkins told me. So I'm gonna go back. You don't have, there's no save button for adding prospects or employees. You just hit the backspace for leads. And so now if I ever am driving past this business again, I'm like, man, who did I talk to in there? You can just click. You can say, okay, there's Michael Wilkins as the primary contact. Let me hit view employees, and I can see information. So Michael Wilkins, I can see that I've talked to him. I've done a lot with him. And then, Bill, I've been told he has a history of heart. And this status would change if, or sorry, not for the business, but this status would change if Michael Wilkins became my customer. It wouldn't be a new, opportunity. Maybe it'd say demo complete or active, or so I know he's a customer. It'll change in the system for you guys. So, if you are sitting down with someone and you want to make sure that you're saving them to the business, then one thing that's very helpful is this activate button. So raise your hand. Does anyone forget names of people that they're demoing sometimes and they just don't remember what to say about their names? Okay, those days are over. So what I see agents like to do to help them not forget names is you can say, hold on, I'm adding you as an employee in the business as you're first demoing them. Or can I ask, you can ask them, hey, can I write your name down so I don't forget? You can even be honest with them, whatever. And then you can sit down and click activate for Michael, and guess what? As whatever he chooses, if he wants to talk about accident, stroke, whatever slide you're on, at the very top, what do you guys see? Do you guys see that?
His name.
Yes, his name and his business. So if you are mid demo and he's like, hey, can you sell this to people that are not in a business? Like someone like, if I thought of somebody and you're like, of course, we take care of employees, but it's also an individual policy, so anyone could technically get it. And then he's gonna say, could you talk to my brother? And so all I have to do if I'm like mid demo and I'm literally just going through indirect costs, I just need to click right here and I can add referrals, or if I just click on the add as a friend button, that's also add referrals. Guess what you see? Everyone that Michael Wilkins refers to me, it's going to say referred by Michael Wilkins. So let's say I'm going to turn it sideways so I can type with my keyboard. He tells me to talk to let me see, what's the guy name? Jeremiah Wilkins. Wilkins. And I'm going to say brother, and he has high blood pressure. That's what I remember. So pressure, and his son His son plays football too. I can write football correctly. Football with Michael's son. Whatever. Okay, so to save it, there's no save button in referrals. So I'm just gonna hit back. And now let's say I'm done demoing him, but on the map, if I go back to my map here, let me exit out of this if you want to see the other pins and other businesses pop up. I'm gonna say yes, I'm gonna clear them. But yes, now I have more than one notification, but 3 means I put 3 people in this business because when I view employees, there are 3 here. And let's say that I'm sitting down with someone in a totally different business. Let's say I'm done talking to this business right here, Rocky Top Materials, and I go over to the John Stone Supply, and that person is telling me, hey, my son plays football at Sevier County High School, so accident is probably what we're most interested in, most concerned about. And you're gonna say, oh God, who was that person whose son was literally quarterback of the football team at SEHS? All you have to do is go to your search box if you can't remember what business you were in, where the quarterback, dad worked, and you write quarterback. Or just kidding, is the right quarter correctly? Quarterback. There it is, Michael Wilkins. Like, oh, do you know the Wilkins family? Like, yeah, like, oh yeah, that's one of our clients. So you're able to build trust just like that. So all you have to do is look in the search box for your notes. It's a magic, whatever words you write. Let's say you can't remember how long he was the GM. You could put 7 years, or you can't remember what he was, but he was something in that business for 7 years. Then Michael Wilkins is going to pop up. You can hit I for information. It says GM for 7 years at this business. He has 10 employees, and his son's a football quarterback at SEHS. So those are some ways that you can make lists. You can filter here in this column, dates and slots activities. So you have everyone from today. Now, let's say that you imported businesses, but there is, let's pretend that there's another business right here, but there's no pin for it. Does that mean we should skip it? No. Why not approach this business right here that I'm going to pretend is there when we have all these names of the people we just approached right next door? They probably know them. It's a rural area. So I'm going to take my finger and I'm going to press down the map and I'm going to add a business right here. And I'm going to choose not a prospect, a singular person, but an actual business. And I'm just going to call it Candy's Candles, whatever. Oh, no, we have to go to the business name. I always do this. I'm going to write Candy like this. Candy's Candles. I'm going to erase it from here. And then I don't have a primary contact because data axle, when they called, they didn't get any information for this business. Maybe it's a new business. I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to hit save. And guess what? Now I have a new business here. And it's my job to approach them. And because there's no primary contact, it just has the address of where I dropped the pin. Now I can approach them and find out what employees are here and I can add them in. So at the end of the day, just make sure you do one important thing. So the most important thing is you don't want to lose notes on all the people that you just took. So raise your hand. Has anyone here ever used Microsoft Word to type a paper before? Has anyone ever typed a paper like online and you accidentally lost it because you didn't hit save and you could never find your paper and you like deleted half of your work and then you were sad? Okay, well, those days are also over because we have this magic save button. So yes, all of your notes will save at midnight when it logs you out of MSA. But just to be safe, you keep track of all your work. Make sure you go to the settings, because if you go home and your 3-year-old spills Coca-Cola all over your lap, all over your iPad, then you might lose your notes because it's not midnight yet where auto saves. So, or if you drop it getting into your car on your way home. So before you drive home, last thing you do is you want to go to the data backup and restore to save your work. And do not touch this top and this bottom button unless you're on the phone with the tech team, because it does wonky things. Only click back up now. So if you want to write that in your notes, only click the middle tab back up now at the end of the day. That's going to save all my notes that I took on the 30 contacts that I approached you today, 25, 30 contacts. So once I do that, I'm good. I'm going to drive home, and that's a day in the life.
Holy smokes. Game changer. That is awesome, guys. We got a couple extra minutes. Anybody have any other questions for Rachel while she's on?
I just have a comment, and I think Rachel may have went over this, but what's really cool about that is also, let's say you're doing a big enrollment, you've got like 15 yes cards and you're kind of waiting for that first person to come in. You can go ahead and add every single one of those employees under that business, their addresses, as much info, and then it makes us look really professional when we're going in. You're like, okay, so Sam, and then you're pulling it right up. Like, that's a huge game changer. And she showed me that, and like I use that on every enrollment I do. And then when I'm reservicing, like I know exactly under my certain business, every single employee, every single policy they have, and it really is a huge thing.
Yes, exactly. I'm glad you brought that up. This is excellent for enrollments. And I've been in police stations with Brandy as she was doing this. While we were waiting on different policemen to sit down with her, she would take their yes, no card from the group demo and she would go through and put as many yes, no card people, whether they said yes or no, whatever, all the names of the people that filled out cards into this. You know, if you run out of space, so Bobby, let's say, Cindy, I'm gonna write Cindy Lopper, add more employees. Let's say that there's more employees. She sits down and demos like a bunch of people in a different, in like a you know, sheriff's department or something. You add as many as you want. It's now saying first or last name required. So I'm gonna put Bob, Bobbersons. I'm gonna put Jennifer, Jacobson, and I'm gonna just scroll up and I'm gonna hit back and it automatically saves. So let me go back. And now if I go to view employees for Candy's Candles, you can sit down as you're going, you already have all the yes, no card people put into your business as employees. And when you sit down with each one of them, you just hit activate. And then every time you go down and you do a demo with this person, all their information just isn't saved to their personal address, but when you go into the actual business next time, it'll save all of them as people inside this business. So raise your hand if you guys have had a customer before and it shows up in your system as a customer, but because it only has their home address from when they signed up, you don't remember where they work. Raise your hand if that's happened to you before. Okay, so this is how you know not just where they live after they sign up, but also where they work. It's excellent for group demos. So thank you for bringing that up, Brandy.
The other thing too is with that really quick, you know, let's say you did an enrollment a year ago and you talked to that person, but they didn't buy. It's going to give you a list of all that. And you're like, oh, we actually talked about this, like, you know, like last year, like, you know, we really need to get you protected like now. That's another really cool thing to see. You're like, oh, okay, you didn't buy it this time, but you're buying this time.
Exactly. And now that Brandy mentions that, you can also see when you click on this business, you're going to see when's the last time you touched that person inside this business. So if it's been 365 days since last activity, now it's 0 because it was today. You're going to be like, hey, I talked to you approximately 365 days ago, according to the system. So I want to make sure that you are taken care of because things have changed in the last year, according to people in your business, right? Or whatever they tell you. So yes, you can find dates since last activity here. And who here has a system for reminding themselves how to go back and visit customers or reach out to customers? Does anyone have like a way they do that? Because if you want an idea, I have one for you. So let's say that it's been a year since we approached these guys. Pretend this is 365. Or since you last visit this business, you could even go and say, okay, I'm going to come back in 1 year because I want to make sure to keep up with all my people. You could literally just go to I for information and just hit follow up. And you could literally put it, you could go to next May and you can put May 1st and you can put, you know, whatever, I guess, just 12 p.m. at noon or something, or make it 8 a.m. They're going to go back and visit this business and we're just going to go back. And check in on customers and reservice. So this is your reminder. I'm just going to click save, and then that would show up in my system. So you won't see it here in follow-ups for May, but when May rolls around a year from now and you totally forgot about that business, guess what? there's going to be a reminder right here telling you to go back and reservice. So you can actually have a list of people to reservice every day. If every time you walk out of a business, you set a follow-up appointment. So you can have a list of people, not just to visit who are new, but to keep people on the books, show everybody in the business that you care and you're going to provide the customer service that we promise and take good care of our people. And then all the other employees, and I see this all the time, when I'm with agents walking into a business and they're revisiting and reservicing, saying like, hey, you know, any claims we need to help you file? Okay, has anything changed through last talk? Last time we only showed you cancer. Now, did you say you were concerned more about accident or heart as your second choice? Okay, we can go ahead and run through that one with you. So you see what benefits we have for you there as well. And then basically, you always have something to do every day because you're reminding yourself before you leave a business, like you just click and you hit follow up and you remind yourself a year from now. All right, guys.
Rachel, real quick, what was
Yes.
that you said when you walk into a business? Like, how'd you get my name? You said something about somebody called and or we gathered somewhere. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So if people ask, you can either say, like, if you were sitting next door, and this works really well. If you're sitting next door and you verify information before you walk next door, it's even more effective because you can say something like, hey, I'm about to run next door. Is Mr. Wilkes still the GM or is still in charge over there? And they're gonna be like, yeah, Mr. Wilkes, he comes in here all the time. Go talk. Like, that's the guy you want to ask for. And like, perfect. So you can say, hey, I'm Rachel with Global Life Family Heritage. You must be Mr. Wilkinson. He's like, yeah. And if he's like, how do you know my name? He's like, I was just sitting with Jennifer next door. And I just wanted to be sure to catch you too. Now, if the person next door at the business next door doesn't know if that's the main person to ask for, then you would just say what I said before, which is, they're like, oh, how do you know my name? And they're like, oh, our business actually has a call center. We call people in advance to see if they have any benefits and ask for who's in charge. And we were told to ask for you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So it's just the truth. We partner with a call center and they call all these businesses to verify employee information and general pre-approach stuff, you know, primary or secondary contacts. And then that way we know who to talk to about this kind of things for their employees.
Awesome.
Yeah. So just tell them that.